In this unit, we're learning about apps to collaborate, share, study, and practice for teaching and learning. And I want to share a really great app in MindTap, and that is ConnectYard. When people hear ConnectYard, they think of a discussion forum, and it is a discussion forum. It's a way for our students to extend the conversation outside of class about the content. However, it's more than that because it uses social media to engage our students. It creates a platform where we can reach our students where we are. So I can create a yard, I can post a question for my students, share one current event that's happened this week that relates to what we're talking about in class today. And students can go in and post and so on. However, when I post a discussion forum in my classes, what often happens is students get in 15 minutes before the forum is due and everybody answers. It hasn't really extended the discussion outside of class. In ConnectYard, students choose how they want to get the information, how they want to use social media to find out what's going on in your course. For example, if your student is really connected to their cell phone, they can choose to have all of the posts come in via text message. They simply put in their telephone number, they select their carrier, and they save it. And when somebody posts something to a discussion forum, it comes right to their cell phone. They can read it, and they can respond and send it right back in. They can choose Facebook. Now, none of the discussion answers actually post on their Facebook page, but they post to their message center. So if they're on Facebook a lot and they see they have a message center from ConnectYard, they click on it, they can read what their peers wrote, and they can answer them that way. They can choose Twitter. They can choose LinkedIn. They can choose email. So ConnectYard is reaching my students where they are. Here's some other really neat things about ConnectYard. I can invite a guest speaker into my course with simply one click. So if I want to invite a past student that's been successful in my course to lead a discussion board about what students need to do to be successful. If I'm teaching an oral communication course and I want to invite the mayor in to talk about how he wrote his State of the City address, I can invite guest speakers into my course with one click. So let's do that. I would simply click Create Yard and I would name it. So I'm going to say State of the Union. And then it's already linked to my class. I add my students in here, and I can also do that by clicking on their name in the next screen. I make it private or public. If it's public, other people can search and comment on it, and I can say, do I want my students to be able to invite other people? I can have multiple sections all in one yard, and I create the yard. That's all there was to it. And then when I go here, I'm going to notice my yard is created. My students can comment on it, they can post, I can invite the mayor. So let's do that next. How do I invite him into my yard? I simply click on Invite Users. It's going to give me a list of all of my students in the class. I can invite any of them. But if I click Invite via email, I simply put the mayor's email in here. And then a subject, and then a body. Please comment to my students about how you put together your State of the City address. And I send it to him. And he's invited into the yard now to contribute to this yard. Here's some of the other things I can do. I can go up to administration, and when I go to administration, I can edit the yard however I want. For example, let's say I wanted to assign points to this yard, but I didn't want to go in and grade it. I can say anytime a student publishes a new message, give them 5 points. Or anytime they reply to a message, give them 3 points. And if they like something, they can have 1 point. I don't want them to get points for any of those other things. Save it, and it's auto-graded. I can also look and see how active my students are being in the yard so that I can intervene early for students that are struggling or reward students that are really being involved. I simply go in here, I look at my yard report for this yard, and I can say in the last 24 hours or in the last hour, how many people are posting comments, how many people are sending their comments from ConnectYard or from their phone or from their Facebook account, where are they, how are they interacting with each other, and how many points are my students using. I can actually go through, and of course I only have 2 users that I've added, and I can see how my users are engaging in the ConnectYard as well. There's lots of other great things I can do in ConnectYard. I can go in and put my students in small groups and teams. They can edit papers, they can add links, they can put information, they can look at what other groups and teams are doing. I love this feature because if I put my students in small groups and teams, and students are saying so-and-so isn't contributing to our group work, I can go right in and look, how much time did Beth spend in this yard, and how much have they contributed, and what edits did she make? So it's a great forum for students to work together, to add information. I can look at writing skills. I can look at practical applications. I can have them add links to current events and comment on each other. ConnectYard is a fantastic way to get your students involved. If you want to learn more about ConnectYard, go into this app, and then simply go up here to where your name is, and if you click on video tutorials, it'll show you how to do all these things, how to create your own yard, how to reply, how to post, how to create small groups in your yard. I hope you have fun playing with this app. It's one of my favorites.